Why the hell is everyone attacking Israel? They don't have a right to exist. They don't have a right to conduct their own affairs as they see fit. What the hell is going on out there? Well, that should be obvious to anyone who's willing to look. Do you really think that the deep state is only confined to the U.S. borders? Well, you better think again. Somebody had said at the beginning of all of this, who's supposed to be in the know, that Israel will be last. Is it just a coincidence that as all of these things in the news come to the forefront, that all of a sudden we're focused on Israel? I would submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, there's a repair going on right underneath our noses. And unless you're willing to look at the procedures, you're probably going to miss it. And in order to conduct a repair of any sort, be it mechanical, social, political, or what have you, there are certain procedures that have to be followed. The first thing you have to do is to be able to expose the problem. And then you have to figure out a way to cut out or remove whatever affected part so that the repair can proceed. And in order to make that happen, you might have to get a little creative along the way, because whatever system you might happen to be dealing with might not necessarily be designed to come apart that way. And where we run into trouble on this particular repair is all of the fence straddlers and spectators along the way that say, you can't do it like that. That's not how it's done. When the reality of it is, most spectators and fence straddlers aren't prepared to roll up their sleeves and do the job in the first place. And by accident or design, a problem is being exposed before our very eyes. And a job has to be done. Because ignoring the problem ain't going to fix a damn thing. So somebody has to roll up their sleeves, do the work required, and maybe even get bit along the way. But that doesn't mean that you get to walk away from the job. Once things start, they have to be finished. You don't just get to walk away and say, oh, well, it's too hard to do, I'm not doing it. That's not an option in this case. Because as I said before, this is a worldwide problem. And cleaning it up here is only the beginning. And cleaning it up in the Middle East is only the middle. And dealing with Israel and their deep state muffler issues is the final part or final piece of this repair puzzle. But here's the rub, ladies and gentlemen. I can't tell you exactly what goes on here, but I do know that there's a repair underway and that pieces are being modified along the way to make that repair possible and to have all the pieces fit together so that it'll actually work. And very similar to what you're witnessing right here, I'm relatively sure that those methods and procedures will be fairly obvious by the time the job gets done. And even though it might not look like or exactly like it did before. That doesn't mean it can't work. And that definitely doesn't mean it isn't worth trying. Because that's just the way it goes when you're trying to do a repair on the fly. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but it certainly is starting to look to me like somebody somewhere out there doesn't want the job to get done. And that's why they started this mess in the first place. Take care.